What's going on, world? Monsters Dance, Nate Poole. You see where we are. You know the sign by now. You know where we're at. Monsters Living Room, the staple that has become an institution here at Monsters Dance, a place of community, a place of connection, a place to sit down and chop it up with our faculty and our choreographers. And this man right here, who we have in the building tonight, a very, very special guest on this Foundational Friday kind of evening here on the East Coast, the one and only East Coast legend, forefather of LiteFeet, KOS, King of Spank, to be exact.
Thank you,
Welcome,
thank you.
my
That
man.
was the best intro. I loved it.
But when I'm doing my research, no one does an intro like you.
Oh my God. I'm
The
the ones and
ABCs,
twos, the ups and downs and all arounds. When it comes to the swag, you know who runs the crown. I'm international, local, and global. I'm not the nature boy, I'm the glacier boy. Hello.
I mean, I feel like we could just end it right there and it'd be dope. It'd be dope. Like, we all learned something.
Yeah.
But for real, we want to talk about intros.
Yeah, for sure.
Those intros, right? They're cheeky, they're fun, people like them, but I think it speaks to something deeper. It speaks to a true belief
Exactly.
in yourself.
Exactly.
And I've seen you quoted as saying, "I always knew I was the man."
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we're told not to express that. It's more about humble, humility. Where does that confidence stem from?
Confidence came from the non-believers, because one thing about being KOS and also just being a dancer, it's always about what you love and your own individuality. Like me, when I was coming up being a dancer, it was always about individuality and what you want to do. It's not about what somebody feels is good for you. It's about what you know is good for yourself. And dance for me was my confidence for me to learn how to achieve anything. Like I always tell people, like, because I do creative direction, I do styling, all types of things. And when I really open my mind and think about the process, dancing was always my key to open the doors for anything.
Yeah.
Because dancing was like the first confidence that made me feel like an individual. Like for me, the confidence is like being like a superhero. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like your special quality about what you have about yourself. That's the confidence that you use to big yourself up. And of course, being a dancer is very hard to keep the momentum, because like the dance world is very hard.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It comes with a lot with it. So just keeping that confidence and believing. I feel like I'm rambling right now.
No, you're not though. You're not though, and it makes total sense. And I think it's an interesting. Not interesting. I think it's an important perspective.
Yeah.
Because at Monsters, we focused a lot on industry, right?
Exactly.
And the industry asks a lot of conformity.
Exactly.
Right? It asks for a lot of, you need to be this tall, you need to look like this, you need to dance like this,
Exactly.
we need you to fit this artist, fit this project, whatever. And what I have found through these Foundational Friday conversations is when it comes to these more street style and foundational styles, we're not conforming for anybody.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we're not here to change anything about us. Like
Exactly.
it is the rawest version of who we are, where we come from, our communities, and it's beautiful to see. There's different routes for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe go in the industry and having to conform and figure out how to fit that mold, that's one way.
Exactly.
But to see street styles really take over the globe now,
it's huge.
in this vein of confidence, like you just talked about,
for sure.
and non-conformity,
Exactly.
being true to who we are.
Exactly.
Speaking of being true to who we are, so we're talking about LiteFeet.
Yes, LiteFeet. Harlem. Oh my God.
I mean, I know we could go on for hours,
for
but
sure.
if we had to give it just a little, if you had to look at someone who had no idea, LiteFeet, Harlem, they don't know anything about it.
So LiteFeet is basically, what I like to tell people is the new era of what hip hop was. Like when people think about hip hop, people think about breakdancing, which is one of the dances that's globalized across the world. LiteFeet is the biggest dance culture within the last 20 years in New York City. Any kid that thinks about a New York City dance culture, the first thing that they think about is LiteFeet. It started out in Harlem, and then it took over New York City, and then it became a global thing, which made it into a culture. So LiteFeet for me is just the greatest. I love LiteFeet.
Yeah.
LiteFeet inspires me to be my individual self. The Spank, because I am the king of Spank. Some people don't understand the Spank. The Spank is an energy. The Spank is a feeling. What I like to explain to people is the Spank is like high school. When you in a school full of people, there's 500 people in school, but there's that one kid that everyone's cool with, and they don't know why they're cool with him, but it's just about He got the spank.
He got the spank.
He got the spank. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to it. He just got it. He got the confidence in himself. He don't do too much. He just stay in his lane. Yeah. And it's also about you creating the spank within yourself. You creating what you feel like is cool. You create what's cool. You don't ask, you tell. It's the spank.
It's the spank. That's another quote I had written down. The spank is an entity within itself.
Exactly. Like the spank is, because the spank is also the most influential thing in LiteFeet culture. The spank. Like if you ever watch any LiteFeet videos, you always hear people say, "That boy too spanky." And the spank is is a style within itself. The spank is an energy, the spank is a style. You know what I'm saying? Like the spank is when you see someone going like this, snap. Yeah. The spank is when you snap. It's the extra sauce on the boards.
Yes. So you can teach someone a ton of LiteFeet steps,
exactly.
Right? You can learn moves.
Exactly, but the spank is within.
But the spank is it's a whole nother layer.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I try to tell people is just like reaching into what you feel like is your most swaggy self or the best version of yourself. Dream about it, think about it, now become it.
It's beautiful. It really, really is. How would you say Harlem is represented in LiteFeet? Like, what is it about Harlem that has that spank?
Yeah, so Harlem, basically, anyone that knows about Harlem is the culture melting pot. Like, culture started in Harlem for real, since the Harlem Renaissance. Yeah. So for us, it's like, we always, when it comes to like style, or when it comes to like the way we talk, walk, dress, Harlem just has that certain excellence that you just have to carry. So for us, it's just like, we don't want to just do it, we want to overdo it. And we don't want people to understand, we want people to overstand. Because it's one thing to understand something, but when you overstand it, that's when you live it.
Right.
That's when you in it. And that's the thing about LiteFeet. It's something that you have to really get into and just be free. One thing I tell people, and when I'm telling you, when we was creating these steps, when we was making these moves, there was no formula, there was no school. We just had to think about it and create. When I first started dancing, I was 13. This week, I'm about to turn 33. That's 20 years of LiteFeet, man.
Let's go.
20 years. And I'm happy to be here. God bless.
Two decades plus and far beyond. It truly, man, it's nothing short of incredible to see the meteoric rise, man. You know, from the subways in New York, taking over the globe. In specific, you know, specifically with Monsters here tonight, Foundational Friday, East Coast. When you walk into a room full of dancers, some of them maybe never experiencing LiteFeet or LiteFeet culture before. What is your intention? What is your goal? What is your mindset? What are you walking in there? What is your intention? And also, what would you ask of them? What are you looking for in a newcomer to LiteFeet?
Cool. My intention when I walk in the room is shake the room. I'm coming to shut it down. Off rip, I don't want to talk, I just want to dance, because at the end of the day, the one language that we all speak in here is dance. So once y'all respect my dance, then y'all respect what I'm teaching. It's not about if you know, but I want to get y'all to want to know. LiteFeet for me has changed my life. I came from Harlem, and LiteFeet opened the doors for me to travel the world. It's not even about LiteFeet, it's just about being a dancer. And that's the thing too. I don't want y'all to categorize me as a LiteFeet dancer. I am a dancer and a forefather of the dance culture. So my main thing to you is, if you see me doing what I'm doing and I'm able to teach you, because for me, I didn't even think I could be here. So the fact that I'm even here and I'm in this chair, you could be in this chair too. So that's the most important thing. It's about, I'm here to bring confidence and I'm here to have fun, because at the end of the day, no one here is getting graded. So we're here to have fun, we're here to learn and do it big. Everyone's number one when you have fun.
What else can you say? Let's all go find the spank. My man, I appreciate you so much and can't wait for these classes tonight. Foundational Friday.
Thank you.
You know what it is. Nate Poole, Monsters Living Room. We out.